Good morning. It's Thursday, April 11th of 2024, and this is pretty much effectively day 2 on the big build. I managed to get the 4 footings that are close to the house put in yesterday, and now I'm going to devise a plan that I can set the other 4 footings 15 feet away, trying to have them all lined up and square and level and all that kind of stuff. So it might take me all damn day, but I think we'll get her. What we're looking at here is a 6x8 beam, and I've gone ahead and I've squared the end up and already cut in a notch. This would be 3 inches, and this would be 5 inches, total of 8 inches across, 6 inches down. And I'm going to have them notched so that beam going across the span is going to be nested on the uprights, and this here 5-inch notch is going to allow for the double planking on the ends. Anyway, we're going to measure things up here. 15 feet total length. Somewhere in this area here, we'll start measuring it up and cut it and notch it, and then I'll use the Clark forklift, back it in there, and have it held by the forks and kind of, oh, there's old Tiggy. And then, of course, Luna, she can't get underneath the forks. Oh, yes, she can. But anyway, we're going to use the Clark to hold the beam up, and I'm going to use that as my my leveling beam, using string and a level and tape measure, etc., etc. I think it's all going to work out. So we'll get set up and we'll cut out this other notch at the end. My skill with a skill saw is kind of limited, so we'll just hope for the best. First cut, I think, is successful. Okay, we'll have to roll it around and do it across the top and the bottom. Okay, we got it all the way around. I think it looks pretty square, but the final cut, we got to use our Sawzall just to cut the center out. So here goes nothing. worked out pretty good. We just about lost the camera and everything, so, but it's cut off. Yeah, that's a better line. Okay, we're going to roll it over a quarter and do this initial cut first. Okay, the final cut is going to be with the Sawzall. And there we have it, our notch. So far, so good. Hopefully we got it in the right orientation. Got our notch on the bottom there. And it's on the bottom here, so all things are looking good. Next phase. Okay, that's pretty much level from 6 inches above ground zero to ground zero on this end. So I got a little bit of digging to do. This end is up by a 6x6, so that's 6 inches, plus the depth of the form, which is 3.5, so it's 9.5 inches. I'm gonna have to dig this end down 9.5 inches. That's gonna be a beer or two. All right, we'll bring you back. Well, how close are we? Pretty much bang on the money almost there. And bang on the money is pretty good in this digging, because you can see down there below my form is a big boulder. Now I don't really want to plan on removing that, so I think we're going to call her as good as we can get. And better off to leave the big boulders in place. This is virgin ground, actually. This is a cut bank, so it's been cut out of the hillside for 30 feet, at least 36 feet, with the house sitting on the middle of it. So that's all pretty firm ground over millions of years. No use disturbing it. So there we go. I think now we just got to line her up, make sure she's true to the world. This is the very first one. So we'll line her up with the house, edge of the house, square off the house. Coming back here, and then we'll just see what we can make of that. Pour some concrete. Okay, here we got it set up. I'm going to line up this beam so it's true with the house. And when you're lacking any regular sophisticated tools, the old basics come through. What I did was nailed a couple of 1-inch boards up on the 2x4 that I'm shooting off of the house. I'm taking that as level and taking that as I got to have my beam lined up to the interior wall, or the outside of the wall. And the total of this board and this board here is 1.75 inches away from the tin. So that's important. So it comes down here, and this here board is 1.75 inches away from this beam. So it's just nicely touching that corner. So I know this end is equal with the tin. So over on this end, I've got another board that is measured away 1.75 inches from the beam. And when I touch the corner here, I don't know if you can see up there where the line comes across the 1-inch board, it's actually just touching it. Maybe I can zoom in a bit. I'll just zoom in. How's that? So when I touch this line here, that string stops vibrating. So it's just barely passing by that board, just touching it. Gonna call it good. You got to work with what you got, that's for sure. but I think we're off to a good start. Okay, that's leveled out with a level. Obviously the level of the concrete has gone down, but it's still the same height as what it originated at, so I'm just going to go as that's going to be an accurate ground zero. I'll just take my trowel and wipe off the edges here a little bit. Okay, we're going to call that good and let her set up. And then we can get our end posts put in place. And we'll have this first beam assembly done. All right, I got my first upright cut out. And when we zoom in a little bit, you can see I got it notched out there. It's going to fit stringers of 2 2x6s. That's rough cut lumber, so it's actually full 2x6. So that's gonna come together up there pretty nice. It's pretty straight up level, and from that jut out of the crossover beam, that little tongue to the top of the concrete, is 9 feet exactly. Now we'll move over to the other post. Lost my tape measure, and we will measure it, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be 9 feet across, or 9 feet straight down from that tongue that's protruding out of the beam up there. It'll be 9 feet down to this concrete. I was kind of wondering about it because I had to raise up that form there just to get it to level out. It's not quite level down there because of that great big rock down there, but anyway, we'll put a tape on this thing and we'll see what we got. And there we have it, 9 feet, just touching the top of that cement there. I should point out, if you can, where are we? Can't really see it up there, but should point out that that bubble is in the center of the glass there. So that beam is totally level as it's sitting on the forks up there. So we got 9 feet on either end. So I think we're pretty square. So I got 3 more to do, and I don't know when I'm going to get around to starting that up. I gotta do a few odds and sods here in the next day or two here to get ready for Phil and Connie coming in. They're going to park right in front of this here first beam. That's why I wanted to get this first beam set up, and then I can work from the other side, set the other 3. So anyway, it's going to be a wrap for the day. I'm going to have a beer, got a fire going already, and we'll catch up to you later on. Bye for now.